I am Guillermo Medrano, and I'm teaching nowadays computing and ICT in secondary and vocational level in Los Boscos in Logroño. I'm also a Twinning Ambassador and Future Classroom Lab Regional Ambassador at La Rioja. I consider myself a teacher, a maker and an innovator, and I am also a fixer of some problems at my school.
My name is Sergio González. During 16 years I've taught mathematics and ICT at secondary school Luis de Camões in Ceuta. I'm an Twinning Ambassador and SCL Lead Ambassador too. Since 2014, I'm working as Teachers Training Advisor at the Regional Office of the Ministry of Education in Ceuta.
We both have researched among different configurations for the Wi-Fi installed in different schools across Spain. This video explains the results obtained and some advices that have been gathered from the good practices of the different schools, for both Wi-Fi and from allowing students to bring their mobile phones to the school. The main motivation is to educate competent students. Mobile devices are part of the real world, and this trend will increase in the near future. We can try not to realize that these technologies will arrive to live with us, and the problem is that these technologies are forbidden in the schools. This just means that there are going to be some problems and that the students will miss some opportunities in our community. There are more motivations, such as the students will learn with their own device, and this is a way to learn good practices in its use. They have to realize that this device is more than a toy. It is a useful and powerful tool that will be used in their future jobs. It is also used outside from the school. Then is a useful communication channel with the students. Their device is normally quite new, and even if it has some years, can be useful, because they have a camera and other useful tools. In this way, they can understand that they don't need the latest device to make the assignments, avoiding in this way the consumerism. It can be used in any class and any subject, independently of the availability of the computer rooms. The objectives for BYOD for the students is to use the current technologies, also to educate them in the proper use of the device, learning respect and prevention of bad habits. The students will realize of consumerism in our society, to prevent bullying with education of the devices at the same time that they learn another risks. For the teachers, to let the students to be able to surf the net without the computer rooms during the lessons. To change the methodology, integrating apps and web tools that let the students to create new resources and build their own knowledge. And also to be able to use innovative and motivating methodologies using mobile learning and ubiquitous learning with the support of a learning management system. The schools will improve also with this methodology. The school will have less investment of the devices, and it will solve some information and technology administrator problems generated by the misuse of the devices of some students that don't care the school material. All the stakeholders of the school, students, parents, teachers and principals. Students must respect the school policy about mobile devices, and parents should agree on bringing the devices to the learning process, but only for that purpose. Teachers should be strict for controlling the policy rules and should spend more time preparing the tasks. Principals should have an open mind to encourage teachers to participate in this program, and should foster some investment in the school for a good internet connection and also for plugs and switches for charging the devices. Here in Europe, the main difficulty is that these devices are normally forbidden in the schools. In the States, they have a lot of experience of BYOD devices in the schools because they have been trying to implement this methodology during years. There are some difficulties that have to be solved. The bad use that the students normally do with their mobile phones. they used to take pictures and after they upload them into their social networks. The control of the mobile devices while doing the task to avoid the distractions that there normally happen. The fear for the security of the device, having in mind the risk of being stolen and also the possibility of being broken. You have also to take into account the economical differences among the students. And there is another difficulty, which is that the students have not to forget to bring to class all the necessary gadgets to make useful their mobile devices, such as the connection cable for passing the data or the spare batteries or adapters for charging the devices. A change in mind using the mobile device as a tool is the proper solution for many of the problems. One useful solution is to define some rules and being strict with them at the beginning of the project. Once the students understand the rules, they will respect them because they are so motivating in using their devices. When they do follow the rules, they can continue using them, and this is a really strong point because they want to. Creating a charging place, which is also a seat, was a good solution. It created another space in the class that the students know that they can use their devices there. So it had two purposes. The first then it was to charging the devices, and the second is to make them realize the importance of this change of new methodology. For the teachers, one good solution is to create the task in two different options. One with their mobile device and another one with the computer, assuring in this way that they have equal opportunities independently of the device they have. This is important to continue with the subject with no need of device. All devices can also be used for taking pictures, for shooting videos, or as a GPS, with no need to be the latest one. And for the teachers, one really good advice: plan the task carefully. If the students know clearly where and when they can use the devices, everything written in a clear plan with all the rules defined, they will have no doubts for their use. Non-defined rules make some problems. Imagine a task where the students have to take some pictures for including them, but they cannot take student faces. If someone appears, they need a written permission for putting the picture in the assignment. And if the person is minor 18 years old, they need to have a written permission from their parents. They have to know the rules, and they have to know that the pictures that they take can be reviewed during the lesson. The necessary technical requirements for a basic installation will be a router for receiving the signal, a wireless network with DHCP limited, different wireless networks for the students or teachers, a management of changing the password monthly, and a repeater in selected rooms for assuring the signal. After this basic configuration, you can add more devices to have more advanced possibilities. But do not forget the different configurations can be avoided with behavior rules instead of technical solutions. And some fresh ideas for an IT administrator will be Wi-Fi protected with a hard protection, a second router that filters that content for preventing the overload of the main one. MAC control is a method for the control to the access of internet from the different devices, and also this will avoid the dissemination of the Wi-Fi password that used to happen in the schools. Reserved IPs is another solution that sometimes could give another new problems because of duplicated IPs. Now, some advices for the selection of the access points. The access points cannot be too far away from each other, and also they can be located with a really defined plan that assures the signal in the room selected for the Wi-Fi signal in the school. There is another fact that you have to consider: the number of people that used to connect in each of the access points. If too many people connect at the same time to the same access point, at the end you will have some connections problems and will lose the signal. The latest trend for solving these problems is one solution that controls all the devices that are connected to an access point. and it is delivering tickets for each student in some situations. One solution is that one ticket can be valid for 3 different devices. You can also configure for how long time these tickets are going to be valid. And another thing to consider as an IT administrator is the control of the charging points. If you use different devices such as laptops, notebooks or tablets, you have to know the uses of the different devices and make a plan about the charging time that they need for a good use of them. For this example, the task lasts for some weeks, so the ticket systems can give access to 25 students, which is 25 tickets. If it is longer, the control with the Mac of the phone goes better. This example task consists in a project-based learning where the students have first to find information in their devices, and after that they have to shoot a video and to edit it as a final digital artifact of the project. The task proposed is summarized in this picture. An example for the teacher preparation of the task is this one for creating the video, where the students have to prepare a storyboard, edit the video, and disseminate the result in a QR code. I have to prepare 2 possible activities, one for the students using computer and one for the smartphone ones, and offer them in the same conditions. The assessment process is independently from the tools used. All the tasks and all the classes are normally different, so a good advice is try first to engage the students as much as possible with the device, making them conscient to understand the rules and to follow them. And after that you can try to enjoy as much as possible with the different activities that you can use with this BYOD methodology.